I was in another band when COVID hit and everyone went into lockdown. And at that point, we'd just done Battle of the Bands Trafford, and I'd had to sing for it, and that was the first time I ever sang in a band setting because the singer couldn't make it. And it was only because of lockdown that I started recording songs, and I kind of realised at that point that having someone else sing songs that I'd written wasn't gonna sit very well with me long term. I didn't really like the idea of it. Most of us met in school. We used to play together in the school band, and then when it came to putting a band together, they were kind of the first people that I thought of. When the Lights Are Out is basically about this guy who's at odds with the world around him. You know, he's got family, he's got friends, but he's feeling progressively more isolated and more like the walls are kind of closing in. I think I'd seen a study from 2021 of suicide rates in men and women compared with anxiety diagnosis. 3 times as many men took their own lives in that year as women, but twice as many women were diagnosed with anxiety, and that just tells you really that the women are coming forward and talking about it and that the men aren't. I think also for us as a band, a lot of our influences have been through this kind of thing, you know, Ian Curtis or Elliott Smith, Kurt Cobain, you know, they all suffered. I think music can be quite a lonely world to be in, so that was all the more reason to talk about it for us. Altrincham has quite clearly shaped us in how the songs have come out, because one of our songs is about Alsea, or about Chapel Street, and that was, so 161 was, I'd say, still one of the biggest songs for us, kind of shaping us as a band. Having a song that early on be about something so serious and having it tied to where we're from. Chorus line, I'm yours to ruin, didn't come until right at the end. That was the one line I didn't have. Well, with me and Sid writing it together, we had to kind of come together, didn't we? And we both loved Closer by 9 Inch Nails, as I think we both had that as a bit of a touchstone.
Like a tamer version of that.
Yeah, because that's just like filthy. So we just wanted to capture a bit of that. It's about being so obsessed with someone that you're kind of forgotten yourself a little bit.
Adapted to you.
Yeah, it's unhealthy and it's kind of painful, and the more you kind of pursue them, the more you punish yourself. I think with the Ruin video, we just wanted to have a bit of fun with it, really. So we wanted to remind people that at the core of it all, it is still about the music and about us as mates playing on stage together. You know, that's not to say that it doesn't mean anything and that I'm not proud of the lyrics. It's just that sometimes I think it's more important to capture the energy of the tune and to try and recreate the meaning. We were shocked at how quickly something could kind of just go viral, I guess. I mean, it wasn't completely viral, but to put a video out that we'd filmed in the garage earlier the day, have it get 500,000 views before you've even gone to bed, I think that was quite a wake-up call for us. But people really liked it, because it was just what we were, wasn't it? It was just a bunch of kids. A video might get 2 million views and then your gig will sell 20 tickets and you're like, wow, this really does correlate. Mary, again, like Weatherman, took a long time. I had the line, Mary, you were too young to notice, and I thought that had a lot of kind of emotion behind it, but I didn't know where the song was really going to go yet. And then around that time I'd seen a stat online about domestic violence repeats. I wrote Mary about a girl and her mum as they talked through the abuse the mum suffered in a relationship when Mary was a kid. It's about understanding why domestic violence repeats generationally, why young women find themselves in the same traps that their mums did, and how we open the conversation. It's a story of courage and strength, and I hope it makes people who've struggled feel understood.
Pretty wild to see like how many people have showed up. We sold out London in a day. I remember that was pretty didn't really expect, because we hadn't done a headline at London for nearly 2 years. We sold out the Grace in a day, and we left that there, and the tour themselves for 4 months. To have them all sell out, I didn't necessarily expect to happen.
And that's the,
yeah. Also knowing you've sold out is nice, but on the day when you go and it's like a packed room when you're walking on stage, it's the best feeling we've had playing together, really.
Plasticine Heart was the newest song we had when we started recording the EP, and then it was the first song we put out. I think it just felt so fresh and like nothing that we'd ever done before, and we kind of felt like we'd been in this box, and that was our way of proving that we could experiment with new sounds and still be ourselves at the end of it. It's about jealousy and envy and kind of sacrificing yourself in the pursuit of the success of others, and then finding at the end of it that you've lost everything that made you unique, which I think, being a band and constantly watching how other artists are doing and who's blowing up, who's getting the biggest crowds, is something that we definitely relate to. Each song is different, to be honest. We've had some songs which we've done collaboratively, like we've got Steel Police was me and Leo. That was written in school, very equal. But some songs like Lose Tom just did the riff, or Ruin, one that me and Sid have done recently. That was great actually. That was quite literally like we were just sat there and you said about the backing vocals and you came up with the riff.
Yeah.
And then I kind of did the chorus, and then I said, Sid, why don't you speak a bit of French in this, and you were up for it, and it kind of just came together. Whereas some of the other songs, like I know Weatherman, which I just did myself, have more of a kind of introspective vibe to them because of that, I think. So I didn't want the song, if it was going to be about climate change, I didn't want it to be dismissible. Should have listened to the Weatherman was the line that kind of came to me. I just thought that was a great approach to climate change, because it was always something that I'd wanted to write about, but it's seen as such as kind of a vain issue that nobody wants to go near it if they're in a serious band, because you immediately people start kind of picturing you as this climate warrior, which people always dismiss, usually considered to be the almost least important issue, even though it's the one that inevitably are undoing. Not to sound too dramatic.
Mama, I'm scared, they've turned the blue skies red.
I knew the lyrics had about this world where someone's lost all their family, they can't find anyone, and the city's kind of fallen down around them, and all they're thinking about is, why did I not listen to this weatherman who was saying every week this is happening? And you see reports all the time, floods around the world, drought, fires. I mean, every year there's just more and more of it. So I think, we do want to address anything that we feel strongly about. I think most bands feel like they can't really do that. They want to just kind of talk about what we believe in.